This is Steve. Welcome to Co-op Guild. This is my preview impressions for Lord of Loot. Game on coming to... Welcome to Co-op Guild. This is Steve with my preview impressions for Lord of Loot. Lord of Loot is a lighter adventure game. We'll be running around this board, leveling up and gathering, of course, just by the name of the title, loot. Lots of loot in this game. So we'll be playing as different heroes, and heroes have these very nice dual layer boards where you keep track of your stealth on top. You can have a weapon and a shield as well, and spaces for spells and, of course, items in your knapsack. Now, this is a 3D cutout, or multi-layer board to say, so 8 items you do gather must find space within your bag. So as long as they fit within that space, you're good to go to carry it around. Now, as you adventure around the board, you'll be traveling between these different points. If there's an open spot that has been explored, you can spend an action to, of course, explore it, and you get new items and things popping out. And then there's a time of day as well that will keep track of where enemies spawn, where things move, and a monster deck that controls all that AI. Now, the whole point of the game is you're trying to take down various bosses. The bosses will start on the game, and they'll be running around and harassing you as you play the game. But you can't attack them right away because each boss has a different quest you have to do. And that's what's very cool about this game is the quests of the enemies are very unique and different and fun. And that once you complete the quests, then they're able to start taking damage. But as you run around the board, you take down different enemies by rolling these dice. And the dice symbol is very simple in that you roll orange dice for attack, blue dice for shield, and purple dice for enemies. And swords cancel... shields cancel swords on either dice, and so any leftovers will do damage to the foe. The game comes with bags of weapons. We draw into items, and then of course spells, which you can see throughout the playthrough and see how the thing works. But if you're able to take down both bosses before the deck runs out, or the heroes die too many times, you win the game. As you might be able to tell from the game itself, this is very much in that family weight type game. So if you have younger kids, I think they will have a lot of fun playing this one. The game does have character elimination, but there's rules in the game in case you don't want to deal with elimination at all, which actually I prefer that way of playing, where your character just kind of gets teleported back to the castle and you don't have to worry much about it, which is kind of nice. So I played it with my son, so he didn't have to lose anything. So I do recommend that for kids for sure. But on your turn, it's 4 actions. You're running around trying to level up at first. You're trying to do the quest, trying to avoid the enemies. At some point, you'll get bigger gear, then you feel stronger, strong enough to take down enemies and take them down. As you take down bigger enemies than yourself, you do level up, can do better gear and stuff like that. The game itself is pretty straightforward, I'd say, from like a gamer perspective. So for me, I don't see myself playing this with other board gamers in the hobby, but for younger kids or like I said, definitely a family game, I can see a lot of fun on this one. I found the quests of the bosses really, really cool. Like you see my playthrough, there is basically a Sauron character. And you have these gnomes instead of hobbits, and they're trying to run to Mount Doom, or the equivalent of Mount Doom, to throw the stuff in. So you have to stop them from doing that, which is kind of fun. There's a cat that is trying to take away all the pets, the pet napper, so you try to stop them and return the pets to the kids who are missing their animals. It's very fun theme from that standpoint and how they approach different quests, and just made, I don't know, a very lighthearted, fun game. I enjoyed the humor in that one. The one thing I didn't quite care for, though, to be honest, is the dice itself. The dice, when you roll them, they're very simple. It's a 50-50 chance for attacks and shields for the player dice, and the enemy dice the dice always have a symbol on them to either attack or shield. And I feel like those odds currently, as is, can lead to rounds. You'll see my playthrough where like you roll the dice, and even if you have good weapons and odds, you might nothing might happen, or you might take damage. And the feelings where like nothing kind of happens with things get cancel out, and that can happen, a few times in a turn, can lead to these stale turns. So that's one thing I would like to see tweaked, is adjust the pips on those dice a little bit to add some more nuance and fluctuations in that. So at least the game is going in a direction, so you don't have those stale attacks or moments there. But as you go, and the other thing is like making sure when you go through this game to not attack guys right away. Because I know we made the mistake in our first playthrough, is we want without weapons go attack enemies, and it didn't turn out great. So if you play with kids, make sure you tell them to go level up, get some loot, and then go attack the enemies. Hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions or anything I said here or anything with the game itself, I'll do my best to answer them. I'll have a video link to check out the campaign in the video description. But thanks everyone for watching. See you next time at the guild. Bye-bye.